This is a great image of a respectable, classy, beautiful woman.
For you to point out this well-dressed sister here to make me feel some type of way about myself becomes a problem.
Let me get you.
Reason I have never said I do is because I don't.
I've been married, and I couldn't sign up for bad sex.
Let's drive.
So if we enter a relationship with anything that's about me, then I don't believe that we're ready.
You are now watching Single on a Saturday Night, the best talk show all over the world, right here at TGI Fridays, 4000 City Ave. I am Shelly Williams, never been married, no children, and I don't know. I really want a kid now, but anyway, that's a different story. Go ahead, let's toss it down.
Hello, I'm Roberto Lopez, and I am a at-risk youth facilitator for a nonprofit organization called Mimic, and that stands for Men in Motion in the Community.
Hi, I am Davina, aka Diamond Girl. I'm on a business and planning team for Single on a Saturday Night, as well as an event ambassador for Diamonds in the Rough Consulting, and I am single, sexy, and dating.
I am David Scott. I am a manager of Eastside Community Schools in Wilmington, Delaware. I am a father of two, and as Danielle always say, I've been negotiating for a period of time.
Hi everybody, I am Melisha and I am a single mother of one.
Hi, I'm Dr. David Pulley, owner of Diamonds in the Rough Consulting and the Relationship Doctor, and I'm single but not available.
And I am Dr. Danielle Patterson, Esquire, since everybody's impressive this week. And I am single, and we all know that's just because I haven't found the man that's right to handle all of this right here.
That's right. Who's going to handle all of that? I don't know. I'm taking some days I'm not. My mood just changes sometimes, but I'm just happy.
No, that can't, Shelly. I am now your moral compass. I'm not just a little devil sitting on your shoulder. And I just want to say, you got to pick one and stay in your lane. You know, it ain't a day-to-day thing. See, you can be like me, which is in a relationship but dating. Or you could be married and dating. You could be dating people that you pretend to have a relationship with. But you need to pick one so that we can define it and understand it. You can't be in a relationship today and tomorrow talking about I'm single. You can't be one to have a child this week and next month you don't know how you feel about kids.
But the way I see it is that's the reality of life.
No, you're going to have to get pregnant accidentally on purpose. That's what's going to happen.
I tried. It didn't even work. But anyway.
And my mama said and told me you clearly ain't doing it right.
Must not have. However, that is the reality of life. Everything is uncertain, and today we're going to get into the topic of uncertainties. Everything is not just black and white. Sometimes you want to know, do you trust your best friend? And that brings us to the topic today. Do you trust your best friend? We have Darrell Lawrence, the writer, director of Do You Trust Your Best Friend? He wrote a play, and you know, when I think about that word, do you trust your best friend? First thing that comes to my mind, and it came to your mind as well, hell no. So come on, Darrell Lawrence, talk to us.
Well, I trust my best friend. I just didn't trust my other best friend.
So you like your bestest best friend?
Exactly.
You like chicks, you got your BBFF?
I'm my own best friend. Put it like that. No, but we have a show, Do You Trust Your Best Friend, along with my beautiful and talented cast. It's going down at the Merriam Theater April 4th and 5th in Philadelphia. And basically the show is about two people that's in a relationship. And like I stated earlier, when you have a good and healthy relationship, we tend to want to talk about it. I won't say brag about it, but we're happy about it. But sometimes we celebrate our mate a little too much and start telling some intimate, personal, and private and secret details. And sometimes we want other people to be happy for us, but sometimes that's not always the case. And who we get that information to, people who are closest to us, 9 times out of 10 is our best friend.
All right, so I wanted to ask everybody else, do you trust your best friend? I was just playing with that. I don't believe in the whole best friend thing. I don't call anyone my best friend.
Oh, I do, absolutely.
Like to save my life?
I don't call anyone a best friend.
I'm sorry, huh?
Yeah, like to save my life, I would trust my best friend with that. You know what I mean?
But you
like,
wouldn't
go get
trust
help.
with your woman.
Run, go get help. Like, yeah. But no.
See, that depends on who your best friend is.
Not around the
Because
chicks.
my mother is my best friend. And I trust her implicitly because she always has my best interest at heart. Period. I ain't never got to worry. My mom's rocks out. Y'all know her, and y'all know mama don't play that.
That's cool.
So what about you? Do you trust your
Now
best
these
friend?
heifers out here?
I absolutely do trust my best friend. I've been best friends with her for 20 some odd years now, and
That don't mean nothing.
I trust her with my
You trust her,
my
so,
business,
so if
my
y'all live in the
life.
same house, right? Y'all lived in the same house, and your dude lived there, or your dude came over all the time, and he walks around.
If we lived in the
if
same
he looked
house.
good, only if he looked good. So if he looked good, and he had his chest was all buff, and he walked around like that,
Our
and
taste-
she's in there, he's in there, and you try to tell me he like this,
Why would he be doing that? I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't trust him, and we have different types. So she wouldn't like who I like, and wouldn't like who she like. But I would. Something would be wrong with him in that scenario.
I'm just saying, he's just walking around when you do your house. I know I do that.
If she's in the house and he's walking around naked, he's the problem.
But I would
or
hope
half
there's a
naked
code.
or whatever.
I would hope that for somebody to establish yourself as their best friend, you would think there would be just a code that you would guarantee
Exactly.
that you would follow. I trust my best friend. Me and him been best friends for 33 years now, and it's not an issue. He's been married a couple times. He trusts me with his wife, and it's never been an issue.
It's funny, everybody talks about trust, right? And we trust our man not to cheat, or we trust human beings all the time. But why are we always in those situations where you get to the point where somewhere don't trust her, they lie, they cheat, they steal, but we still trusting these best friends? Why trust them so much?
No, you know him so much. Just like you. You're like my best friend. If I lived with you and I had a man, I could trust you.
I wouldn't trust me.
Well, I think. Well, thanks. Let me know. Well, I know now. Not to move in with Shelly.
Inherent in our nature that we cannot function without trust. That's inherent to human nature. Without being able to put your trust in something or someone, you really can't function. All you would do is drive yourself crazy with the possibilities of things. So what you have to recognize is that when you choose your friends, that you are choosing someone that has the same morals, values, and beliefs that you do, and therefore lives by the same code that you do. You know, when they say, are you your brother's keeper? That's because your brother and you are raised with the same morals, values, and beliefs, so you're supposed to be able to help them when they get on the wrong track. So sister girl right here, when I see that you trying to sleep with Melisha's man, we're going to have a conversation.
Well, you know,
Exactly.
when you say you pick your best friend, like you said you had your best friend from years. I had my best friend, or a friend that I've known for a lot of years, who I call a sister. I call her a sister. But I didn't trust her, I didn't meet her on I believe we have the same values. She was a little girl and I was a little girl. I don't know what values she had. She was a little snot-nosed kid, just like I was. So I didn't know her values. But when she grew up, did she have some issues that I might look side-eye at? Yes, I do. But I still love her. Doesn't mean I don't love her. But
that means you don't trust her. Because no, what you said is no, it doesn't mean
I
you don't
trust
love
everybody
her.
to a certain point.
No, this
Can I
example,
interject
I mean,
something?
Yes, you can.
It's been firmly established we live in a dysfunctional society. Therefore, there's no norm anymore. Okay? That being the case, that affects behavior, which in itself is dysfunctional. So how are you going to establish rules when it's based on dysfunction?
Exactly. So what part in the play do you play? What is your part?
I
What's your
play the
role?
overprotective daddy who's a little oversexed.
Oh, really?
Well,
that's why
the
he got to be
sub- I
overprotective,
play the subtext.
because he knows
That's
exactly
the
what
sub-
he
y'all
would do
ain't
in that
supposed to know.
situation.
Somebody take the mic.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
I want to ask. I want to
wanna-
ask the ladies. You playing this part. You're in the role. Do you trust your best friend? Did you, when you read the part, did you think I don't trust my? What was your thoughts when you first read the part? And we only have a couple minutes. So, what was your thoughts when you first read the part? Are you the good one or the?
Ain't no bad ones. You make that. Ain't no bad
I'm
ones.
just saying.
I'm the main one. Meaning
Okay.
I'm his fiance.
Oh, okay.
She's the best friend. She's
And you
my best
sitting right next to your best friend, so y'all must be good. Okay.
Yeah, we good.
Oh, so y'all only affianced in the play. You ain't even married yet.
No.
Got it. Okay.
No, we're not married yet. But, so was the question catered to real life or in the play?
In the play, like you as a person reading the part, what was your thoughts? Did you think? Do you trust as your person? Do you trust your best
In
friend?
other words, was this immersion action for you?
I read it for face value until I got to the depth of the character. You know, as as the person actually playing the character, you have to read, like he says, you have to read in the subtext and you have to really go deep. So, you have to bring in your own experiences and, you put your friends in and you ask them questions about real life experiences that you've been through. So I can honestly say I do trust my best friend, but this does provoke thought. The play provokes thought. It makes you, it challenges your relationships, your personal relationships, your intimate relationships, and it makes you reevaluate the level of your friendships. So I do trust my best friend, but I don't trust her in the play.
No, you trusted her a little too much. I saw the trailer. You trusted her a little too much. Oh, I can't wait to see. This makes you want to see it.
It definitely is. It's a really good play. For me, it just like for you example, like what you just said. I had a childhood friend that I known for years, but we grew apart. So we still called each other best friends, but really our morals, our everything, we grew apart. And so she did something that now we're associates now. Like, so seeing the play, it was funny when I got the script. It was like, wow, like this just happened, but I trust my best friend because we have the same moral, and I do believe I'm a therapist, and I feel that you have to have the same morals, the same beliefs, because at that point you're on the same page. So if, like you said, if my man is walking around, then he's the problem. Like I can trust my best friend because she gonna tell me, yeah, he ain't right because this went on and he ain't right for you. So that's what a best friend does. You guys, like you said, are sisters, and you think the same way, you act the same way, and you check each other. So yeah.
I don't know who you checking. We're going to go to a commercial and come right back with the real Lawrence. I don't know who we checking. We checking our best friends. We checking the man. Either way, single on a Saturday night. We're going to go to a break and we'll come right back. Whoop, whoop.
Home fire relief services provided by our local Red Cross are funded exclusively by private donations. Donate now. Visit PhillyHomeFire.org. Without your help, there is no help.
Looking for a nutritious and delicious meal on a budget? Well, look no further. I'm Durwood Selby, chef and host of the Selby Signature. You may have seen me out on the streets of Philadelphia getting the culinary pulse of the people. I'm trying to find out what you guys are eating and cooking. If you have not seen me there, then be sure and join me on Philly Cam, channel 66, on Saturdays at 6 p.m. or Verizon, channels 29 and 30. I look forward to feeding you.
Welcome back to Single on a Saturday night right here at TGI Fridays. We're talking about, do you trust your best friend? And to me, best friends comes on so many levels. Darrell Lawrence was about to speak.
Yeah, I think what got lost through years is that sometimes, regardless if you can trust your best friend or not, I just think some things are just supposed to be sacred between you and your mate. Bottom line, regardless how much you could trust your best friend, your girlfriend, your sisters, just some things should just be kept between you and your mate. And I think the boundaries should be set and put in place. And even sometimes, even if you're going through some dysfunction, which we all go through in relationships, instead of working it out with each other, working it out with God, we're quick to pick up the phone, call our boys up, call our best friends up, and trying to get their perspective. And for the most part, they try to give us the right information. But at the end of the day, if anything happens between y'all relationships, sometimes people tend to bring that back up in your face. You know what I'm saying? So,
but I want to just say that a lot of people are talking about having maybe one or two best friends. I have several, whether either from college and, or growing up. And we have an honor code. We do stick to an honor code. And we have the same morals and values, and nothing there is violated. But it does take to be honest and to communicate with each other to make sure that you don't cross those boundaries and you don't cross those lines.
The biggest problem is that the real best friends in this play have not really been talked about. Because if you're at the stage where you're about to commit your lives to one another, the best friend should be the affianced couple. Meaning that if that woman has an issue, she needs to be talking to that man about it. And if that man has an issue, he needs to be talking to that woman about it. She don't need to be talking to her girlfriends, and he don't need to be talking to his boys. That's the problem. The dysfunction is because we don't understand that our best friend is supposed to be our life mate.
And that's going to be the second show. So we're going to hold on to that.
Yeah, see, that was the same thing what I was talking about. Things should be kept between you two.
Yeah,
not any outsiders.
Absolutely. When it comes to best friends, somebody always said that don't have your man around your girlfriends all the time. I really, not that I don't trust, but I really don't believe they should be in the same room all the time. I don't think it should be you come over my house, my man here, you here, and it shouldn't be a whole lot of that, because I'm sorry, temptation gets the best of everyone. I can trust you implicitly. I can trust you to death. However, when you put all that temptation, somebody might have a big booty and they might be lacking a big booty. I don't know, but the whole point is that whole thing always coming together, always around each other. I don't like it. I prefer to keep you separate and not always have those together times, because temptation is a mother.
Well, there used to be this, I guess, street code that we used to use where it wasn't no fun unless me and my homie had some, right? And I know me and I'm gonna keep it real.
My mother's favorite Snoop Dogg song. My mother's favorite Snoop Dogg song.
I'm gonna keep it real. Like me and my best friend, we did some stuff where, you know what I mean? We did it. So if I left my best friend in the room with my girl, I would expect her to know, because I would have told her all about what we did. So I would expect her to excuse herself from that room probably, and then it wouldn't be an issue. I shouldn't have to worry about it, but I know what we've done, and nah, I don't know it would be all right with me.
I think the problem is just with Shelly and this trust issue is because we've gotten the totality in there. It turned into always, always, always. I don't know about you, but I want to be with my man without any of y'all. I mean, you know, I don't, like when I'm with him, I want to be with him. Like the group thing, I ain't 15. I don't need a chaperone.
Right. You know what I said? I had my own self-imposed rule. It was, I can know your girlfriends, but your girlfriends can never be friends of mine.
Exactly.
And that's what I have to stick to.
We can be cool.
We can be cool, but they can never be a friend of mine.
I don't have a relationship with him outside of you.
Outside of you.
Mr. Lonnie to death, but I ain't calling him up to come fix something.
The only circumstances where they should be like a group, if it's like your birthday party or like a special dinner. No, they shouldn't be like over your house all the time chilling, like, oh, we watching TV, you watching a movie, let's all watch a movie together. That shouldn't be something that's going on all the time. But
exactly, that's why in my head I've lived this out. Not saying that I've been in it, but I've lived it out to a certain point where I lived in a house. My sister, best friend, lived in the same house. However, my man was there all the time because it's my house. He has to be there all the time. But did I trust the situation? No, because they got a little too friendly.
If you didn't trust the situation, then it was time for somebody to go. Either it's time for your man to go because you felt like he was lacking in some code, or it's time for your girlfriend to go because you know she wasn't really your girlfriend.
It's not that I thought they were doing anything, but the whole point is you sit there like, wait a minute, they getting too friendly. They have each other's numbers. They can call each other.
Why was that happening?
Exactly, even because they became friends, and that's like, were you supposed to stop that? Are you supposed to stop that?
Yes. You were supposed to stop that.
Especially when you're an item. Especially when you're a couple.
I've never been in that situation, so that would be no reason for me not to trust my friend, because that is a lot. Like, we have never had that closeness with our significant others or anything like that. So I have no reason to mistrust my friend.
I mean, you know what? I don't really have that in the crowd in case she's seeing with some other John. Other than that, she don't even know him.
You know what, Shelly? I don't have that problem. I have married couples who are good friends, and I know a lot of women who are in relationships, and they trust me around and with their men. It's not an issue. Again, it's about the trust and communication. It's when you cross those lines and cross those boundaries that you have to speak up and say something and make sure that they don't do it again.
But see, it's not only just the relationship and the trust. It's also the different combinations. Like you were saying, like not everybody is everybody's like interest. You know what I mean? So like you have some best friends, some friends where you just know there's no compatibility there. There's no, the temptation isn't gonna be there. But those friends,
you don't need compatibility.
You do. There's some people that you know your friends are not gonna do it.
One or two things.
This same situation I'm talking about, that was not her type. However, when you start seeing how much a person is doing for you, how much this person is good, people start looking like, oh wow, I wish they were doing that for me. I wish they were doing that for me. And then they start to feel some type of hero. They feel some type of hero theory towards that person. But you're saying that's not my friend. But we're saying, do you trust your best friend? That's my sister, my best friend.
But can we go back to one thing, right? Then? What are the things that should be off limits that best friends don't need to know? Can we start there?
Well, like I said.
Come on, let's go back. Keep on. Intimate details. What else?
Private details, intimate details, sacred details. It just, like I said, boundaries that should be set from the beginning.
You know
So
what you tell your
therefore, there's no second chance because I already gave you the first chance by telling you these are our boundaries, okay? And that's how it's supposed to be. But it's up to the person that it just when you experience this and you live this and you watch this, it's just certain things that you just don't do.
Did you write this out of experience? Just wondering.
It was
But put it like this. When we put this play up, and some people had documented this already, even when they read it, they felt like they can identify to it. And I think this is one of these pieces that everybody can identify with it, whether they did it, whether they lived it, or have watched it with somebody that they cared about in their relationships. It's one of these things that is relatable, is a connection. You're gonna feel connected to the stage play because it's real life stuff. You know, and like you said, this play you're not going to just bust out in a gospel church song for no reason. If there is a gospel church song, there's a reason why it's a gospel church song. You know, this is a play that's a real play. You know, and we touch on people's emotions, and I wanted to draw off of people's emotions, and that's why we get the responses that we do when we put it up.
I think my emotions just got a little flared up because I started to relive something that happened anyway. So this is Single on a Saturday Night. Thank you to everyone that helps us put the show together, like Dr. Shah, Austin Fine Photography, ADDesignGroup.com. That's my bling, my jewelry.
That's your bling?
That's my bling.
Oh, well, I have to thank the new lady that's beating my face over there, Michelle Carter Bailey. You got to check her out at NARS, my new hotline.
Oh yeah, and my new hair. I bought it, y'all. But it's Alexis at VIP Hair. Look, I bought it. I bought it. It's pretty though. Anyway, let's go to a break and we'll come back and find out why they be trying to do some stuff to our best friends and why they ain't our best friend, all that good stuff. All right, let's go. Talking about, do you trust your best friend? And I don't even know where we left off, but I know the audience had something to say about do they trust their best friend.
About this, and I want to tell you this.
What you want to tell me?
About this insecurity. This what you need.
I don't have an insecurity.
This the information you need
it's
to
not
give your
an insecurity.
This the information you need to give
I know who I'm looking at, for
real.
real.
I'm saying to you, this is the information that you give your girlfriend. Tell him that he ain't working with much, and that his head game is off. Tell her that.
Nah, I don't even need this.
Nah, you don't gotta put the ball. You don't gotta do that to the dude. I mean, especially if it's not true. That's a shame to the boy.
I'm not saying.
But you know what? Look, I got a story. I got a story that matches this real well. When I was in college, one of my best friends, right? There was a girlfriend that I had that we broke up like right around graduation. All right, so this best friend, he called me one time in terms of like keeping stuff within your relationship. He called me. He stayed down there after we graduated, and so did my ex. And he called me one night, and I thought it was odd. But and he was someone that I, in the back of my mind, thought could, but never thought he actually would. You know what I mean? So that's why I like what Roberto said when he was like, I trust him to save me. But you know, certain situations it changes. So anyway, he called me one night and was like, yo, I just wanted to ask you, like, why did you break up with her? Or why did you not want to get back with her, rather? And I kind of gave him the reasons, and it was, you know, 1, 2, 3, and I was keeping it real because he was my boy, you know what I mean? But he was down there, and feelings started to develop between them. And instead of calling me and asking me, like, hey, I didn't mean to, but we've been chilling, and feelings have started to develop. So instead of getting my blessing, he was trying to get information that he basically used and told her everything that I said, right? So that she would be upset with me, so that she would give him a chance. So not only was he wrong for like his method, but how conniving it was. You know what I mean? Like he could have, cause like we were done. So he could have at least just told me like, hey, we've been getting closer. I'm feeling her. Didn't mean for it to happen, but yo, what do you think about it? And we could have talked about it, and I would have been like, all right, go ahead. But the way he did it was just, yeah, and it showed me, it was just straight betrayal to me. So he wasn't my best friend, but he was somebody, one of my best friends that I called brother when we were in college. You know what I mean? So, and to this day, like, you know what I mean?
He's your...
Nah, he's not in my circle at all. Like all of our crew, like nobody really talks to him because it was just that messed up. You know what I mean?
said, I'm not insecure, but I was one of those people, I thought we could all be friends, and the whole numbers thing, you could talk to your friends. Because if you would consider a best friend your sister, so you consider them that you could talk to your man, you can have each other's friends, you call the friends up. I'm not insecure. I just, like I said, I know what it is. I'm not that they did anything to my knowledge, but it's just one of those things I always look at. But when I think about best friends, since we're coming to the end of the show, when we think about best friends, you brought it up, your best friend is your mate. So do you trust your best friend? Could also be, how much do you trust your mate? And today we have Simply Monica. She's here. We're going to save some of this for next show, but I just wanted to introduce Simply Monica and her husband, Steve. And when you girls got married, do you trust your best friend? Did you consider him your best friend?
At the time when we first got together, I did not consider light-skinned Steve is actually the character on my show. He's light-skinned Steve. He's branded. I didn't trust him in the beginning because he was not my best friend. But as time went on and after we got married, then I did consider him actually my friend, and it grew into being my best friend. And as with best friends, trust issues always arise.
So you consider that anytime you have a best friend, you'll have a trust issue? Is that
with anyone, regardless if it's your best friend, your sister, your brother, anybody, you're going to have trust issues there, because when you've been someone who has been in a situation where the trust was lost, you're going to have those trust issues. And it's hard to, you can always say, I forgive you, but you never forget.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this. So, I had the best friend from hell, but I didn't know it. And it was one of the people that I did. I implicitly trusted her. And no matter what anybody said, it was like, you need to go run to tell that to somebody else, because I didn't believe it. And it had nothing to do with me and my man. But what happened was I sat and watched her. So like, let's say they were a group of girls that used to hang around, women, and I think we were in like our early 20s, just finishing up college. And so I noticed that she then decided that even though all of us hung out together, all of a sudden she would say, I'm not friends with Tamara. But wait a minute, then next thing you know, she's messing with Tamara's man. Then she wasn't friends with Evelyn, also in the group. Then next thing you know, she was messing with Evelyn's man. Well, one day, somebody said to me, oh, I thought you were, a dude I was dating, I thought y'all wasn't really friends with like that. I said, oh, so she's trying to mess with you. And like, it wasn't until then, and actually how he said, I thought y'all wasn't friends like that, was her daughter was my goddaughter.
So we're going to have to, this the end of the show. Thank you. Single on a Saturday night. Do you trust your best friend? When we come back, we're going to find out how trust can be lost between people who consider themselves best friends in marriage and all that good stuff. Single on a Saturday night. Thank you for everybody that helped us put the show together. Austin Fine Photography. That is JT Wilcoxon, and he does the Ideal Productions, and of course Howard Gilliam Jr., AD Design Group, and
I still gotta thank Michelle Carter Bailey from NARS Cosmetics. I just love it. Beat the face, girl. Beat the face. Love it.
And Alexis from VIP Hair. She hooks you up real nice with the nice hair and everything. You can buy it and she'll put it in and make it real nice. Anyway, let's go. We'll see next week. It's gonna be hot. We're gonna talk about how some trust was lost in between a marriage. And that's next week. Keep coming. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back.
Your support of the Salvation Army through volunteering or a donation will make the holidays a little brighter for families in need. Call us at 443-573-3292.